We ain't the
going to
ones
jail and
going shooting
everything.
up
With
schools.
We definitely don't shoot up the schools.
that's what I'm saying. Like all this is coming from the government, and they making it seem like we are the bad people. We are the bad people to them. So what they trying to do is instigate all these riots so that they could start killing us one by one. If nobody's paying attention,
But this
lately in
is
the
my
news,
problem with
it's been
that.
like nothing but black people getting killed here, black people getting killed there, and
But see,
stuff
this
like
is
that.
my
And
problem with that. If black people wasn't inserting themselves in shit that don't have anything to do with them, they wouldn't be getting killed. Cause I'm still here. I didn't go down for the riots and the looting and,
me
you know,
either. Like
I
I
didn't
said,
indulge
it's a
in that.
setup. It's
So
a
if
Can you
setup. They
tell
black
me
setting us
people
up.
tend to the things that matter, it's funny how they saying Black Lives Matter.
when?
If it matters,
When?
then you will be doing the fucking work that it takes so your life will matter.
Me too, Nikki Crayons.
You don't march for it.
Can you tell me where?
You
Who you
demand
said
it
some?
by who you are.
I wanted to ask the question about over in Germany. You said they are they. You saying like it's a uprising killing Jews again? Again, is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you
They
know
are
when
killing
or
Jews
where?
right now.
Do you know
Huh?
about in what part and like when? How long ago?
This happened just what yesterday.
You know which part? Which country in Germany?
Uh
I mean, what state in Germany?
I can't recall because it's a
Okay.
hard
I
name
was
to
just saying because I'm
pronounce.
looking it up and I don't
Just
see it. I
just
lived
do
there.
do the
I
research
lived there
and
twice, so I'm asking because I'm always keeping up with German news.
And my
okay, well, I I wouldn't start going to Germany again. That's how I'm gonna put it.
Okay.
Oh
I
shit.
You
don't
know
I
what?
don't
You know what? I'm not mad at that
Wait
because
you
a
my
shouldn't
wife
minute.
fear
always said the same
Bruh,
thing.
hey,
can you
you shouldn't fear no
travel?
man. You feel me?
Can you even travel?
He
I
can't go
mean, I
nowhere.
don't mean any harm, but you don't look like you're in a predicament to travel anywhere.
No, I think he was just trying to tell us not to come.
Yeah, I was saying, I'm not telling you not to travel there because you shouldn't fear no man. You shouldn't fear nothing, that's going on.
That's my daughter's home. That's
But
her country.
that,
And her
but
country, my
yeah,
country.
they killing Jews. I'm
Mm.
sorry to say that, but do the research and find out what part it was. But
Yeah,
you'll
I've
see what
been
I'm
looking
talking about.
since you said it. I've been looking. I can't see nothing about
that's
it.
understandable too. But
That's what
even
I'm saying. The government is covering this up.
before I worry
Okay.
about myself about a white Jew being killed in America, every 5 seconds there's a black
They
Jew.
they trying to start that over here too. I'm telling you. Why you thinking they keep locking up black folks?
Because they're
I'm just
doing
trying to
crime,
correlate how.
perhaps.
They planning on. I'm telling you, they planning something. Like they planning something big. I
They
can't
Look,
really
always
say,
are.
this is what I'm going to
but
need black folk, melanated folk to understand. If we quit putting ourselves in certain positions, we have to take accountability for our shit. If you don't go doing half the shit that you do, don't get me wrong. Yes, do they make up shit on us? Yes. But some of us put ourselves in the predicaments
To get in
and then
trouble.
complain
that's
about
the
it.
one.
Right.
And those are the ones that's really lost. You know, somebody got to plant that seed in their head that you got to wake up.
No, they need to plant it in their own heads.
Now you said you was
That's
I
trying to
keep
become a
telling
Jehovah
everybody
Witness.
everybody has
yes,
a
ma'am.
smartphone these days.
Those are the
Appreciate
Reading
my
people
is
Bible.
that are
fun for the
susceptible.
mental.
Those are the people that are susceptible to those Black Lives Matter movements. Two people
Yes.
like Ryan. Ryan is synonymous with the Black Lives Matter movement being owned by
Yes.
white people. You know what I mean? So that in itself is the greatest reflection of that or analogy for that. Those types of people with those types of sentiments because like he kept implying an inferiority it still comes with a sense of inferiority or an acceptance of all of the stereotypes about our people. Asking about HIV as if it's a black thing, using the N word knowing he shouldn't, and things like that. So it still doesn't come with an acceptance or knowing how to interact with our people or even slightly understanding. And the same with Black Lives Matter. If Fundi is on it.
Hello, number 5. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Do you know what this
Yes, this
conversation is about?
no.
Thank you. The hell out of here.
He's Nigerian.
Nobody wants to
For
learn.
me, I just need everybody to do their own due diligence
Do your research. Do your work. You gotta do the work. You can't keep
within
Yep,
making
that's what I was
self.
everybody
saying.
like everybody want to
Hey,
bullshit and
number
complain
5.
about everything, but nobody wants to do the work. Like this shit
How
is
you
just
doing?
I
Is your
just
period.
didn't
And,
want
and
like
and to be honest with you, it
I'm doing
shocked me
great.
to even hear about
I
that. You know,
hold on?
like I
Hold
Hold
on,
say,
on,
number
number
5
three.
is
Hold on.
speaking. Hold on. Go ahead,
I
number
just
5.
wanted to, first of all, hello to the host and everyone here. This is my first time being on Bigo. I just wanted to clarify, I guess, my statements in the chat. Like I know about all the BLM stuff and
Yeah,
um
touch
like
the blue thing
George
on your
Soros
screen.
and all of
Tap the
those
black.
things.
Tap that thing on your screen. Tap the
Tap the
thing on your
bag.
screen.
Yup, you just
I think she
oh, I
might be
Um,
missed
having
it.
Sorry. Go ahead.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I ain't know
I
what
just
that
wanted
do.
to say that I kind of agree with the other caller that just called before me because I feel after doing lots of research, I've been looking at all different kinds of stuff. They stage a lot of things to divide us on like Democrats
and
and
we fall
black
into it.
people,
We
And
white
we
go
people,
fall
right
into it.
on up.
men against women,
We have to
gays,
look at what you put down in there.
gays
Like
against Christians.
what
I'm
you
sorry,
Look, I can set before you.
I didn't hear you.
I can set before you a table of food, a whole
Hmm.
buffet.
buffet
Got you,
of
sis. Buffet.
food. It's up to you what you
Hmm.
choose to eat from that table, if you eat at all. So I
I
mean, I
agree.
get that
I
they
agree.
doing
I
certain
think we
tactics,
agree.
but we feed into these tactics.
Exact. And you're. That's my point exactly. It's about they try to get the emotion out of us because at any cost, as long as they keep us fighting, no matter what about, we're not paying to what they're doing. Like as far as the government, or I don't like to say like Illuminati and all that stuff. Whatever. Point is, like the United Nations, all global one world stuff is really what's before us. They're using, code, all these different agendas to get closer and closer to a society where we're unable to disagree with anything that's not mainstream, which is like
I
cultural
just
Marxism, which is exactly what BLM stands for. They've done the interviews and said that they're trained Marxists. Like as far as Marxism, which leads to socialism and communism, that that it always falls. The first thing is freedom of speech goes away. Second thing is they disarm. They want to take the so we will be defenseless to speak out against the government. We'll be defenseless to
look.
defend
uh,
our own homes, and then it becomes a communist society. Then we all should know.
Look, yeah. I respect people's opinions and whatnot, but I cannot do the fear talk. Not. And it's like, Fondy, I'm gonna blame you because you got me on this mind hack shit. You got me on this shit. And that's all I keep hearing. That's all I keep hearing. That's all I keep hearing. I'm a unmute Fundi.
It's all they have, my darling. And we fall right into it every time. It's like a moth to a flame. It's like a gnat to a blue light. It's like a rat to cheese. And we never get enough. But now that I've pointed them out to you, you see them all around you now, don't you?
Fuck
The
yeah.
persuasiveness, the fear,
Fuck
the
yeah.
consistency, the
Fuck yeah.
constancy, the social proof. Because, of course, society is right. Everything around you has to be right, not you. Everything around you, you have to choose. What if I told you you don't have to choose and there was never a choice? Let that fry your brain for a minute. But that's
Cause
what you
I'm
get. I
into
told
the
you it was
thought.
gonna fuck your world up. But you came to class anyway.
And I'ma come again tomorrow. Look. I'm just in this type of reality where I feel as though I create my reality by the speech. Now, if I sit and let that, they're doing this, they, you're giving them too much power.
What are you doing?
Because they couldn't do shit if you didn't play the game. Stop playing the game. It's a game.
Pick your piece up off the table, throw that bitch in. Throw your Monopoly money up in the air and see what happens.
Okay, number 5, you
I
wanted to
agree
say
with
something?
everything you're saying. I'm not saying I'm not because I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying. I'm saying I'm just saying what I can see it for what it is. And that's why I do those narratives to control me, my emotions. I
But
because I
at the
know it's
same
trying to
time,
do.
you
It's like even
repeating
watching
these,
Nature Boy.
but the repeating of these instances, it's 479 people in this room right now. So do we need to repeat the programming, or do we need to rewrite the programming? We have a huge responsibility on our hands, and it's not to keep repeating the current program. It's to rewrite it.
I think we're saying the same thing. I'm saying I don't agree with that. I don't, but I can see, and that's why I don't get into that type of stuff. Don't I know is there just to separate us, divide and conquer, and I think that the people should do things. I think we're in. So I'm not saying I'm fearful of anything. I'm very powerful beyond measure. I know who I am. Just like the young man said that we're the real Jews. We are. We're God's chosen people. We literally are. Like there's melanated people that started
Everybody
out
don't
in
come from
every
the
single
12 tribes though.
country or whatever you
Right.
want to say around
Everybody's
this
not
whole world.
Jews. Go ahead, Fondy. Go ahead, Fondy.
Please do not speak for me and my lineage. I am not a Jew.
I'm not either.
Everybody don't come from them
Please
12
speak for
tribes.
yourself.
We keep on talking about
This
that. Remember,
brother talked about all of us dying. I'm not in the hospital. He is. So there's something systematically wrong with this. I
there
am
are
not
so many. There
a
were so many other
Jew. And
people
I've
at that
done my
same
own
time.
research to find that out. I'm not, please speak for yourself. I do not claim that in no way, shape,
I will.
or form. It's not my bag. It's not my
I
thing.
will.
Please understand this,
I
people.
do. I
When the
will.
when the
I
Bible was written, can I just tell you something
claim that.
real
I
quick?
claim.
When the Bible was written, sweetie, there were a lot of other civilizations outside
Hmm.
of just what you saw in that Old Testament, okay? There were people in other places. So no, that does not make everybody be descendants of Abraham. It doesn't. And unless you can prove it, we need to stop claiming shit that we don't know. I wanted to say to Indica, girl, when you said X Clan, I was in here like the red, the black, and the green sisters. I was they don't know nothing about that.
That's the fact.
And
Listen,
that's why everybody can claim whatever they would like to claim. I
you
know that I'm
can.
not. I didn't come from Africa. I'm not. I did not. I know I've done my own research, and the difference is that I'm a Bible believer, and people may not be. But we fit every curse. We fit the whole
Say
narrative
you.
of
I
the
say
Bible.
you.
That is our
You.
We
history
are.
book.
Because there was
You,
so many.
Miss
I
I just want
listen.
you
J.
to understand that there were more
No,
I
you
than the
said
do.
we.
civilizations that you
You said
saw,
we.
that you read in that Bible. There were other civilizations besides what you read in that Bible. I need for y'all to understand this. This world is bigger than that book that was written. That book that was written by a man.
I want to let
All of it.
God
Many.
energy
I'm not
speak.
Christian, nor
It was
have I
written by
ever been.
many
I
men,
wasn't even
and
born
it
a
wasn't.
Christian. Hold on, baby. Let me tell you something. All the major books. The first five books of the Old Testament are considered to be Torah. So everybody believes that that is what God. Listen, if
The
God told
Bible
those five books,
says
baby, I need you to just hush for 1 second, okay? If God read those, if He told those five books directly to Moses, right? Torah, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers, right? So you mean God went all the way back and said, "Hold on, Moses. Let me tell you what happened. When I had created Adam and Lilith, and then she ain't want to listen, so I sent her somewhere else, and then I brought Eve in. See, you know, they don't even tell you about that part, do they? Not in that regular Bible that you read. No, they don't tell you about that. And then he went all the way back and told him all that stuff before he got there. People have to think and use your own mind. Those are stories that people
Y'all fucking
told
wicked
from what was
trolls, man.
passed down. But we also have to understand that there were a lot of other civilizations happening at that same time. So yes, you may read that Bible, and because you're so convicted in it, you feel like, oh yeah, he said
it's
it was going to get to the sons of the sons of the sons. The Hebrews are some hard-headed, stiff-necked people. They don't listen. Scatter their asses to the four corners of the goddamn earth. It's a lot of stuff. But what you
absolutely.
have to do is what resonates with
Yep,
you. And when you make a
exactly.
whole broad thing,
And that's why there's these
that gets
secret
offensive.
societies and stuff.
Ugh.
They use hand signals. They do their gestures because symbolism is doesn't need a
All right, God energy. I'm gonna let you interject. I see
Yeah, I
the
wanted to
hand.
say about who our people are. We've been cut off from our lineage and ancestry because of, the slave trade and things like that. But our people were practicing things from a cultural memory when we landed over here, right? So it's not like the trip across the ocean wiped our memory. When we got here, we still tried to maintain certain practices. Those practices showed up in the story of our liberation. Why? We used certain African symbols to help each other escape through the woods. Those who would escape would leave African symbols to help leave little trail markers on how to get to freedom, and they weren't using Hebrew symbols. Also, slave populations carried on the Yoruba practice when we got here, and we Europeanized it into systems known as Santeria and Voodoo. Those are both Americanized systems of the Yoruba systems that we culturally just remembered because we practiced it before we got here. Still, no Hebraism, right? So this notion of curses and things like that, that's called extrapolation, right? So a simple extrapolation which applies to any peoples that has experienced slavery, because slavery and oppression has the same flavor no matter where you go. So we look at it because we have our experience, but all peoples who have experienced slavery across this planet identify with the Hebrew story and narrative, because that story is the story of oppression and slavery. It is the quintessential story of dealing with oppression and displacement and slavery. But why is that? Because the peoples of the Levant had been enslaved and displaced by every major civilization of the Bronze Age. So it was all they knew and all they could ever foresee for themselves. So their identity was quite literally oppression and slavery. So our population here, I say that to say this, that our population here is a culmination of the world's black population. We're not just from one area, and those peoples around the world did stem from Africa. You know what I mean? So we do have this ancestral origin, be it maybe in the Stone Age, but these peoples of Europe that were black originated from a specific location, right? But I want to show you, because I come with receipts. I want to show you our presence in these places to know that, you know, our presence was worldwide, right? This is Hercules wrestling the Nemean lion. And this is part of the 12 labors of Hercules, right? Look at this man. He has a short afro with a prickly beard, right? All black. But look, this is the depiction of a white person. This is clearly a white person next to him. So this is what they were depicting the white person as. This is clearly not. So our presence was global. This was a global presence, and this is Hercules. So hold on. We'll just go to the painting, right? This is Hercules again, this man. This is the European person, right? This is the melanated person. Still Hercules. Right? So our presence around the globe was documented yet hidden. We're not just of one origin. It's documented how the Europeans sold their black population over here. It's documented how India sold their black Dravidian population over here, making their ways into these same slave plantations with us. So we don't even have one specific origin as a peoples. We are quite literally the world's black population. And they even say that when they say the entire world participated in slavery. They say that because these peoples sold their black population to the Americas. Now, I'll make one last statement and then I'll relinquish the floor about the Native Americans being related to these Hebrews as well. I'm going to come with the receipt again. Right, this is why I love archaeology so much. Right, these Olmecs, right, these She people, they called themselves the She people. Olmec is a later Aztec Nahuatl word, right? But these black people from Africa migrated to the Americas and established the first high civilization in the Americas, right? And the later Aztecs and the Mayas get their science, technology, and that famous Mayan calendar from these Olmecs, right? But let's see if these Olmecs were practicing Hebraism. It says, historian and linguist Leo Werner of Humboldt University of Berlin was the first to connect, but not the only one. He was the first to connect Olmec writing to the Mandee people in volume 3 of his book, Africa and the Discovery of America, noting that Mandee writing was analogous, meaning the same as the inscriptions on the Tuxtla statuette in Mexico. So these Olmecs were a Mandee peoples. This is not Hebraism making its way to the Americas like the 12 tribe charts would suggest, right? But these Olmecs, it says they used an African practice known as scarification, specifically facial scarification as practiced in West Africa, identical to such as the Dinka and who? Yoruba again, right? African hairstyles such as cornrows are found on many Olmec terracotta found in Mexico. And the Olmecs practice a religious and astronomical science identical to those practiced by Africans in Mali and Nigeria regions. So we have Dinka, Yoruba, Mali, Nigeria, all associated with these early Olmecs and Native American civilizations. And nowhere does it mention the tribe of Judah, Dan, or any of that. No Hebraism is found there, and none of the spiritual systems found in the United States reflect Hebraism. So this is what the linguists, the archaeologists, the anthropologists are finding, and we can't rely on extrapolation, because our survival is more, what I mean, pressing than that. We are facing an ethnic cleansing, a genocide. It's more important than extrapolation and reading into things, what I mean, to make just vague, overarching generalizations. You know what I mean? So extrapolation is a poor means of research to find a cultural identity for ourselves.
Appreciate the info. Appreciate the info.
Thank you.
That's the same thing I literally said. But I mean, thank you for the information. I said that we are like Melanie, we are from everywhere. I said that all around the globe, like from Aborigines
But you,
to Eskimos.
no,
But I mean, I'm a Bible believer.
I agree with you, and I don't mean to cut you
I
off.
don't have
Step away from the Bible.
what it takes.
Open minded to hear him, honestly, because I'm not saying you're getting defensive,
Hmm?
anything like that, but you have to kind of step away from the Bible and kind of look out there for other answers. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. 'Cause
I've done a lot. I am
me too.
almost 41 years old. I've been here. I was raised Christian. I went away from that. I went to the middle. I'm I've well many different, and that is what I found that convicts me. I'm not
So
saying that's the
something
believers.
is
I'm just
going
saying
on
that
with
these are
your
my.
That's
So
her
connection.
when I try
connection.
to
Number 5, something's going on with your connection. Can you drop
is
down
it
and do
my
a rejoin?
yes, we.
Because you
okay?
breaking up, it's hard to understand what you're saying.
Um, sorry,
And somebody was
I put
asking,
my baby to
D Prince,
everybody to eat.
thanks for being respectful. But if you asking to come up, you need to ask Medusa, okay? I know we know that
Um,
Master Fundi is here, but this is Medusa's panel, okay?
I seen him. D Prince is like, I seen him. Didn't
Look,
meet him.
we
I
always look
seen
to
him on
Fundi for
Fondy's
everything,
panel.
honey. I'm mad. Where she at? I'm mad at her. Keep noticing all this stuff.
Right.
I don't like noticing
Girl.
stuff. Now every
But
time I go that damn color scheme in my damn face, Fundi.
I just, I don't know. I be feeling like when people's connections start messing up, it messes up for a reason.
Yes.
We don't need nobody to try to convert anything, guys. Shift no energies around here. I like how it's flowing.
Right.
I like the information going forward. This is information our people need. Instead of looking at what social programming is telling you and teaching you,
You gotta go
I'm gonna need you to
deeper.
read a book. I'm gonna need
Please.
you to feed that mind. Give the Most High something to work with.
Girl, I rocks with God energy.
Have
Cause
y'all
he
watched?
I
breathe.
do too. I fucks with
He
him all
breathe.
the way.
Listen, he's saying stuff that I know
Thank you,
that I
thank you.
read, that I research. I'm watching documentaries on this kind of shit all the time. Like y'all acting like they didn't tell us already that those ships left from the west side of Africa way before that little motherfucker pretended that he discovered some shit that people was already at. They
Hmm.
sent out all of those ships. And some of them perished, but some of them didn't come back because they made it here.
That's right.
Y'all better read.
I'm gonna need people to tap into their God energy.
Come on.
That's what I'm gonna need
He,
people to
she,
do.
they in there. If you think God made you in His image, then if you're a woman, then damn it, she's a woman. You a man that needs a man, then needs a man for you. Listen, leave me.
I'm gonna
Listen,
need you to
I
tap
need y'all
into
to
these
read a book.
energies though, and reprogram yourself.
Yes,
Reprogram your
yes, you're
thinking.
hired. Yeah. And every time I see your name somewhere, I keep thinking that fucking show on BET. I keep you.
I
Do
just
I
love.
follow you? Because I need to put you in the funniest names
I like how we were just able to share opinions and how everything flowed together
and
and
keep
that
it respectful. That's all we ever ask for, to keep it
everybody
respectful on our
connected.
pages over here. Like everybody, we don't always agree either, but we
Hmm.
keep it
Right.
respectful.
But
We
I can
agree to
respect
disagree
people's
sometimes.
opinion.
Yeah. Uh,
Hey, Indinka,
you not muted, are
Indica.
you?
Is it Indica or Indinka? Girl, I be trying to call you weed.
Indica.
Indica. Indica.
She got me ready to put on some Public Enemy and shit up in here. I'm about to
Yeah,
fight the
that X
alphabet
Clan, that
beast.
X Clan brought it back.
Fight the power.
Okay. I actually have a question for God Energy because I need to read more. I used to read a lot. Now I want to get back in meditation, but historically speaking, at some point in time, all of these land masses were one. Am I correct?
Sure,
What
sure.
was the name of that land mass? Because I say Pangea, and I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Pangea.
Wrong.
no, they called it. They definitely called it Pangea. What it is trying to date the human family back that far. You know what I mean? So that's where the disconnect would be. As far as right now, nobody, not even art, like the black scholars, the white scholars, nobody could date the human family back that far. You know what I mean?
Mhm. But we can date that the landmass of all these continents at some point were one
One.
entity.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
100%, 100%, and most of the landmass, most of these countries and continents can fit inside of Africa. Like that's how
Exactly.
big Africa
What
is.
has
They
no basis on
misrepresent.
modern humanity?
They misrepresent the size of Africa on the maps just to make Africa seem smaller and to make Europe seem larger. So they enlarge Europe and they lessen Africa, but really a lot of these places can fit inside of Africa like at the same time. Like you fit China in there, Europe in there, Australia in there, like it's that big. And they don't want us to know that at all.
Okay.
Hello, George. How you doing?
Oh wow, royalty. I didn't see. I didn't even know that royalty. I mean, the reason why I'm asking is
Huh,
because I'm sorry.
Indica,
Go ahead.
for a second. I'm trying to see who George is.
Right.
He's got about 3 seconds to speak.
Bye, George.
Mhm.
Okay.
Please don't ask to come up here. Do not get in the queue if you don't have nothing to bring to this conversation. That's
But
just a respect of this room, please.
it's documented that our peoples went to, we populated the entire planet, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a
But it's
fact.
one thing to say that we populated the entire planet, but that could mean cavemen. That could mean people banging two rocks together, right? So that's kind of arbitrary in itself. But what's more important to say is that our people founded the very first civilizations on the planet, all of these river valley civilizations. And that's why civilization started on rivers across the world, because we were bringing the same culture and technology to the same geography. So we knew how to work with a specific type of geography. So we traveled to find that type of landscape because we knew how to finesse it. We worked the rivers. But that type of technology and information started in Africa. And you can see as the family traveled into India, traveled into Sumeria, traveled
Mm-hmm.
into Southeast Asia, traveled into China. We brought a specific culture with us. So I can show you how the people look black, but I can also show you the culture and the specific spiritual symbols that we used from the Americas through Africa, through Sumeria, through India, Southeast Asia, and to China, all using the same spiritual symbols that represented the same philosophy and culture, but that started from the black